my honest reaction of, just what happened yesterday. Bam Adebayo's, 83 points, right? And how did this happen? And why did they go for this record, right? And let me explain everything you need to know in this short video, right? I try to talk as fast as I can, try as fast as I can. That way, I know more people out, right? So, yeah, my honest reaction is that it was a little surprising to me. I thought it would be a superstar. I thought it would be like Luka or LeBron James or Nikola Jokic or some other mega superstar or Stephen Curry, or some players that are super good or SGA, such as Alexander. I thought like these top. I remember that Luka just dropped like 70 points on red night, or even Devin Booker, right? So dropped 70 on the Celtic back in 2017, 2018. Forgot now, But Bam Adebayo is just some random dude that nobody knows and not a lot of people know, because a lot of people stop like tweeting out basketball. Dropped 83 points last night, right? And this was the most embarrassing thing that I ever seen in the NBA in sport, right? This has got to be the most embarrassing thing. And let me tell you like why Kobe's 1 point is more impressive than Bam's 83 points, right? I'm like, yeah. So yeah, the last time there's a three occurrence where the NBA like shoots like 80 plus point by a single player, right? Will Chamberlain back in 1962, and then Kobe Bryant in 2006, and then here now as of 2026, right? But yeah, Kobe Bryant, 81 point is much more high quality than Bam Adebayo's, 83 points, right? It's that simple. Let me put to context, right? Kobe was playing against a Toronto Raptor, right? And Toronto Raptor was playing a heavily defense, right? I mean, at the halftime, the Toronto was like up by like at least double digit, right? Or 40 point, to be so called it, right? And what did they? And Kobe just like had the team on the back. I mean, if you just take Kobe Bryant off that team, they're not beating the Raptors, right? But what happened if you take Bam Adebayo out of the Miami Heat yesterday, right? The Heat would have won against the Wizards, right? So yeah, the Wizards are one of the worst team defensively in the NBA, right? They are extremely bad defense. No team in NBA history have worse defense than currently the Washington Wizards as of right now. But the Jazz obviously might have even better defense than the Wizards right now, right? Even though they gave up more points than the Wizards, right? Even the Jazz play more pride and defense than this, but no, the Wizards has got to be the most embarrassing thing. If I was a Washington Wizards fan, I will be ranting about this, man. I would be. And I will not support this team, I will not, if I was the biggest fan of the Washington Wizards, I will, rant and get this coach fired, right? Like, if the coach isn't the problem, then maybe it gotta be the management. I don't know what's going on with the Washington Wizards, but they're gonna be a dead team for like quite some time right now, and they have been really bad, for like so many years, right? The Wizard has been the bottom feeder of the team, of the NBA, right? I'm like, yeah, team, that is a tanking team. Whether you take or not, like, you do not allow an NBA, player, to score 83 points. It does not matter if it's a mega superstar or some random players. It'll be worse if he's just a bench player, right? That has got to be the most embarrassing thing I've seen in my life, right? Yeah, so yeah, I mean, if Kobe was put in this situation, if he was that bad, he would have easily scored 100, right? Without breaking a sweat, right? So yeah. Yeah, because of the defense, right? If you score 81 points, versus a really quality defensive team, then yeah, it's a different story, man. that means he should be top conversation, right? If Bam would have done that, he should have won several NBA championship already, right? Including that bubble one that nobody respects, right? He would have beat the Lakers, right? He would have overcome the Denver Nuggets in 2023. He would have beaten a lot of teams already, right? In fact, maybe he would have beat the SGA OKC Thunder's team if he was good as Kobe, right? All you Bam Adebayo fans, out there, they really need to understand this. Like, he is not better than Kobe Bryant, right? Just because he scored more points, right? Just because he had better stats than him, right? Just like LeBron James, right? LeBron James is miles better, than Michael Jordan when it comes to stats. But Michael Jordan did not play for stats. Like, he played for the winning, right? And all you weird LeBron fans, keep saying that, like 4 and 6 is better than, 6-0 in the final. Like, went to 10 NBA finals, Michael Jordan 6. Like, it's all about chasing stats now in this era, right? This is why, the NBA has becoming the most embarrassing, pathetic league. Like, this is not even real sport anymore, man. This is all we do, just chase numbers and stats, right? It's getting sickening, right? And don't equate, like, the stats that I put on the screen for you for Bam Adebayo, right? That I'll put on the thumbnail, you need to read that for yourself. And think, like, how he gets 8 3-point, right? Was he shooting a bunch of threes? Was he... That's another thing why a lot of people start hating this era, because everybody just jack up stupid threes, right? It's like, it's like you live by 3, you die by 3, right? He wasn't like shooting like crazy amounts of threes, right? I mean, like, if it was Stephen Curry, it was like LeBron James, it was SGA, that people would go a lot more crazy, right? And due to my reaction, stop calling SGA, a free throw merchant, right? I'm not his fan, but yeah, some people are getting tired, hearing that, I know SGA, goes to free throw, go to the free throw, thing, a lot, right? So, free throw line, free throw line. It's just my reaction. That's why I could speak properly, right? So, yeah, SGA just getting so foul a lot, If that was SGA, the internet would go bonkers, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think no NBA player has shot 40 attempts in the free throw line, right? No player has ever done that in the NBA, right? We see multiple teams does it. Like, even the team struggle to get even like 20 or 10, because of the NBA just has to fluctuate its standard, right? The NBA just have to to cater, or to adjust the standard, like where players can beat a certain type of record, right? They have to manipulate the rules. So if you were betting like, let's say half a cent, right? Half a dollar, right? That Bam Adebayo would be Kobe Bryant's record yesterday, like, you would have won like a lottery, right? I'm like, the NBA is just like, it's rigging sport, rigging betting and all that stuff. There's so many scandalism behind this NBA thing, there's a lot of scandalism that we need to address, right? And yeah, this is getting kind of, like, this is so much problems in NBA. There are so much problems, right? All these narratives and lies, right? So yeah, this is just my reaction. Like, what was going on with your NBA? As soon as Bam gets like 70 plus points, in the NBA, right? The Wizards just like double team or triple team him, praying that he does not get that 80 point. They did not want, and then it's just too late. You should have played defense, like a long time ago. Like, you had the whole quarter, right? If you just do like second, third quarter, if you just lock up defense, then he would have not scored 80 points easily. He would have not, right? But then, yeah, Bam gets fouled a lot, I blame the referees too. Right? Dwight Howard, There is no NBA player that shot 40 attempt for free throw until this happens, until Bam did it, right? Well, it got to like close to 40, like very close to 40, very, very close. His name is Dwight Howard, right? I know like why, they found a lot of big bets, back in the past because they are terrible at free throw. So that's why they get like also like free throw attempt. Like it definitely did get to 30, but it was like never exceed 40, right? But Bam got 43 attempt for the free throw like last night, right? 43 attempt, for one player is ludicrous, man. It's ludicrous. Let alone for the team, right? Yeah, even gave 43 as a team, it's already absurd, right? Yeah, of course, like it happened to the Lakers some night. It happened to this team that's like if that team wants to win, right? For a team just to be a mediocre team, they have to get as much free throw as Bam Adebayo, right? It just sends a lot of message to the NBA, like this is so unwatchable, right? This is why I stopped watching NBA because obviously, it's just hard to find channel, and then when I watch it, then all you watch is just like nonsense and craps that nobody wants to see, right? Wasting their time like marching to the free throw parades, right? The most free throw records, that's something that nobody, should care and nobody should praise about, right? Getting 39 free throws, it happened like 1 in 2012 and 1 in 2013, same player against Dwight Howard, but now, now it was breaking, in 2026, right? So Kobe Bryant, is rolling in his grave right now, right? This is how different it is. Like Kobe, like, yeah, the game was a lot closer, and the Raptors was beating them handily, throughout the mid game. But whereas in this game, where I forgot to mention, that I should focus talking about, the Miami Heat was just blowing out the Wizards, right? Yeah, like a lots of player, won the stat pad, in a blowout or in the game, that's like meaningless, right? This is what happened, when a team gets blown out, right? Obviously, they have to rest the bench player, they have to rest for the next game and all that stuff, right? And they're not gonna play like intensive, and they're just saying out, secondary players and all that stuff. When you play against, the secondary, bench player, of course, the defense offense won't be as intense, compared, to the main starters, right? And this is how, people can inflate their stats really easily, right? Yeah, LeBron James, was the most point he ever scored, in the Miami Heat as of 61 points. But now, Bam Adebayo just beat that in like 3 quarters, right? I mean, you could just go to NBA history. I mean, ever since we enter, the 2000 era, after the 2010 era, once it gets to like close to like 2015, like NBA just has went downhill, right? But yeah, Kobe Bryant shot a much better field goal percentage compared to Bam Adebayo. He shoots around like 46, 47, where Bam shoots like, significantly, lower, right? And he's shooting, like twice as many free throw as Kobe Bryant. So Kobe Bryant shot 18 of 20 and Bam shot like 36 of 43, right? And Bam was not, jacking up like a lot of 3. Well, he made 7, of 22, right? I know that some player, has shot a lot of 3s before, like Steph Curry or Klay Thompson, right? I wonder why, their stat looks impressive. It's because we live in, weaker era. And if they play against, in the Kobe era or Michael Jordan era, they will not shoot that many 3s. I promise you that, man. Right? I promise you that. So yeah, this is why if stats goes up like crazy, because of the 3-point thing, right? So yeah, if he makes a lot of 3 yesterday, he would have easily passed Kobe, right? Easily would. But then this is another context, like how Bam's got surpassed 80 points, right? Surpassed Kobe. like they have to delay the game, They have like to foul the wizard, then the wizard has to foul back, the wizard fouling everywhere in the fourth quarter. This is how he got like 16, free throws to attempt, right? Like, it's pathetic, they have to delay the game, they have to like slow it down, so that way they can get more possessions, for Bam Adebayo, right? They help him like, and the game has to be a little bit more manipulated, make it easier, and give him some more time to breathe, to score more points, right? Whereas Kobe Bryant, like, yeah, it did not happen to him, Once, they easily, handily beat the Raptors, like, Kobe just left, within like few minutes of the game, right? Bam has to stay, toward, the very last minute of the game, right? So that's why, Bam's 83 points is not as impressive as, Kobe's, 81 points, right? This is exactly why. So, yeah. It's just, unbelievable, right? I know that big man, have hard time going to free throw line, right? And I agree, with, sport fitness rant, right? That Bam Adebayo would not qualify, to be a center, or be a forward or whatever that is, in the 1990s, right? He seems to know a lot about sport, more than I do, and I accept his credibility. I believe his credibility, and he's way more credible than I do, right? You can just go talk to Sport Fitness Rant or Ticket TV, right? They'll give you more information about, basketball, in the past, right? Because they watched it, they know the game, they learn from it, and they're educating us, right? And that's why, I keep going back to his channel, every single time, if I want to know more about, these type of sport, right? During my free time. And they entertain me, right? So, they know what knowledge, they know what they're talking about, right? They're not just, talk for sake of it. It's all facts, right? So yeah. Wow, this is my big overreaction, of Bam just doing it, right? So, yeah, this will make Bam happy, This will make the Miami Heat, were cheering for this, Yeah, I mean, 83 points just dropped last night, and the Heat end up winning, like, scoring 150 points, right? In a blowout, right? And the NBA is just, having blowout problem, and, scores are getting a lot higher these days. Now, teams just easily giving up 150 points per night, right? It's a couple of teams just give up like 120s. It's still lost. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, in this video, right? This video not clickbait or anything like that, but I guess, every attention just shifted to him, right? This is why Bam kind of wanted to do it, because it's just going to shift attention. And then they make him look all the stats, look at all of them, and then, say up. Now, they kind of rejected, his, performance, right? But yeah, players just play inconsistent, right? I mean, if you just look at Bam stats and all stuff, like he was averaging just around like 20 points or just less, in a night, right? But I guess, some players just want to do this, just to get their attention, right? Well, it is what it is.